We are back with one of the co-publishers of the online news source Compass for all things Knoxville and Knox County, political and public affairs. Jesse Mayshark with us to talk about some perspective on representation in our elected bodies. This is something you brought up on your podcast recently, Jesse, and it's worth diving into because you were making the case that if you look at the state legislature, it's not necessarily representative of the people of Tennessee. Why?
Well, the biggest reason is gerrymandering, which we all know. The way the districts get drawn tend to favor the majority party. Right now, that's Republicans. And so, for example, in the state house, we have 75 Republicans in the state House of Representatives to 24 Democrats. And Tennessee as a whole tends to vote about 40% Democratic. So you have a state that votes about 40% Democratic with only 25% of the seats in the legislature. In the Senate, it's even more drastic. Out of 33 state Senate seats, only 6 are Democrats. None of those, for example, are from Knox County. Now, Knox County is a county that votes anywhere from 40 to 45% Democratic. You could draw a Senate district in Knox County that would give you a likely Democratic representative, but of course, we don't have that district drawn that way here. And so, I think like these are representative bodies, but it's also important to keep in mind like how representative they actually are based on what we know about the people who really live here.
I want to talk about Knox County in particular, but let's keep it to the state level because you also made a point that this is a legislature really dominated by rural senators and representatives.
That's right. That's where the bulk of Republican representation comes from. To the extent we have Democratic representation in the state, it is all around the major urban areas. And that creates a bit of a disconnect, or it can, because the urban areas are also the centers of economic activity in the state. It's where, the majority of revenue that powers the state government comes from. And so, and certainly we've seen tensions between the state legislature and those major areas, and it just it creates friction.
Lastly, let's look at Knox County Commission in particular. It is 9-2 in favor of Republicans.
Yeah, and again, so this is a county that votes anywhere from 40 to 45% Democratic, but only 18% of the commissioners are Democrats. It's districts 1 and 2. And even if you take out the 2 at-large commissioners, because you could say, well, of course, the county overall votes Republican, and so the at-large commissioners are likely to be Republican. Out of those 9 district seats, only 2 are held by Democrats right now. That's only 22%. So you could argue that that's, Democrats are represented at about half their actual percentage of the population. Now, that could shift. Districts 3 and 4 in particular in recent elections have been pretty close, and District 4 even elected a Democrat to school board last time around. So it's possible that could move toward sort of a more representative body.
Jesse Mayshark with the Compass, a little perspective. Again, they're online at compassknox.com, but you can also listen to their podcast as well every week. Jesse, thank you.
Thanks a lot.